Good evening. This is Paul Moody coming at you from Country Boys and Country Girls Outdoors. I came out to my spot to retrieve my Avian X hen decoy so I can try it at a new spot this morning. Well, in the morning. And walking along. Well, I wish I was walking along, but never mind. Coming along the field and stumble upon this great big old dust bath. Daggone turkey's been hidden. And it's a big one. It's probably about maybe a foot across. You probably can't see it that good. Let me mess around and reposition myself. There we go. It's better video, better picture. But they've been hitting this thing hard. And I'm gonna try to give it a go in the morning. I've been under the weather. I was in the hospital for a few days last week. Had a very bad UTI. For the folks that are in wheelchairs, I'm quite sure y'all know how those things are and how they can be. But, you know, we have to keep on keeping on and weather the storm. So, they gave me some good antibiotics, flushed me out, and sent me home with another 7-day supply. Take one pill a day. Nasty. Don't taste too bad with applesauce. You know. But most of the time, most of the antibiotics they give me, they aren't that bad. But this one I have to take now. Well, that thing is nasty. But I'm going to take y'all on a little adventure with me along the edge of my field that I hunt. Quite sure you've seen this spot a few times before. I got to get that. And of course, you know, we have these old invasive ants. And I'm trying to tell you, these things are everywhere now. I'm going along down the field to see if they still hitting this one down in the bottom. But I don't know if you saw that anthill or not. But those things, I'm trying to tell you, they are packed solid. They had some plums on the tree, but they done fell off. What y'all going through? There go a plum tree. I saw a few of them on the ground. Yeah, there go a few of them on the ground. There's still a few wild ones left. Hot dog. It's been a long time since I've seen a wild plum. Ain't too many of them on the tree. Them both fell off from this daggone frost we had. And this is the craziest weather. You know, I've been bird hunting for a few years now and whatnot. And these last few years have been kind of strange. Let's see if I can turn this here nest over and make these here ants come out. And what I'm getting at is, there you go. You look at them things. Ain't they something? I bag up before they get all over my chair. Well, them jokers come out in force, boy. They protecting that daggone colony. They thought I was still on the daggone tray on the mound. They trying to get to the kid. But what I was getting at about the weather being funny, I've been hunting this block of woods for the past maybe 5-6 years now. And as well another one. All those are those daggone fire ants. Like I said, them some invasive things. And There's mounds everywhere, big, small. But in these last few years, with this weather doing like it's doing, most of the time I would turkey hunt, and I had to mess around and get spring gear and whatnot because it would be so warm. And now, you still got to pretty much use your regular deer clothes, big game hunting clothes, to come out here and turkey hunt. Put thermals on. But what I'm getting at is every year I've turkey hunted since I've been hunting this block of woods, I've run across snakes every year and whatnot, except for the last few. And this here's another dust bear. I can see the daggone track right there, or the print. But in the last few years, it has just changed because it's been so cool and whatnot. But I haven't seen a snake in the last few years since I've been turkey hunting. I don't know about you guys. If you have, comment and let me know. But I would have snakes to come and get up in the blind with me, or I would see them leaving out of the woods, or if I come in to hunt midday during turkey season, they'll be out basking. But the last few years, they're getting fewer and fewer. Some people mess around and be thinking, that's a wonderful thing, so they don't have to worry about the snakes. Me, I'm not scared of snakes. People laugh at me, whatever, because I'm not scared of them, but terrified of a spider. But I'll let people know, if you ever get bit by one and it puts you in the hospital, then you'll see how I feel. But I'd probably be the same way. If I was to ever get bit by a snake, I would leave them alone. But in my younger days, I would catch the things and play with them and let them go. And had my kids the same way. But that was just me. But all this stuff, I'm gonna have to get somebody in here to get it bush hogged and whatnot before bow season come in. Because I have my daughter and daughter-in-law and me and Miss Country Girl. We will be out here posting up. And a whole lot of times, we miss a whole lot of stuff because we be hunting in the field. And a whole lot of times, the deer be walking this road. So I got a few more cameras I'm trying to get, because this is a great big plot. And I don't have enough cameras, so I need to get me some more cell cams. One of these days, maybe I'll get a sponsor and they send me stuff to try. But until then, I keep finding ways to keep trying to buy. But this is a beautiful spot. Before I got hurt, I wanted to put a ladder stand on that tree right there for black powder and possibly bow season, but definitely for black powder and regular gun season. I was gonna put one on that tree right there, because that way I could have covered. It's another field up here in the front, and then all the way down this road here. But it has been so dry. This road is usually not as hard as it is, and the birds will be up here dusting too. That's the reason why I came this way. As you can see, there's one started right there. Yep, one dusted right there. But they usually turn this road up to come up here to this field. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get all this stuff bush hogged. Yeah, got plenty of places to put food plots. But being in my situation with my income, can't do with so much, you know what I mean? But one of these days. But it's a beautiful piece of wood. Could probably grow some pretty deer back in here. But like I said, just got to do some good stuff. Get some, I don't know, some more topsoil to put in here. Or whether you could mess around and get something to do with the pH. You test it and whatnot to do what you got to do. But this thing needs to be turned over. Because it's sandy and hard, just like clay. It's another good oak tree right here, white oak. And the last few years, it hasn't produced as well as it used to do in prior years. Because, I mean, you would come up here and whatnot and the tree would be loaded. So hopefully come back a little bit later this summer and check it out, see what's growing on it. But yeah, this is my love rock that I hunt most of the time. And over there, it's a draw that runs through that. And the turkeys walk that draw, deers walk it. They like to roost in that bottom too. And it goes all the way back to that front field. But like I said, I just wanted to take y'all on the tour. And I found a rub. An old rub it looked like, but nevertheless, it's a rub. Boy. Yep, that's an old rub, but he hit that real good. Yes, he did. I had some stories about this little spot here. I bagged up in that daggone cedar tree right there one year. And I cut out a spot up in there. Daggone Tom across the field over there. It was way up in them trees up there, about midway. I had my hen sitting out in there somewhere. And it wasn't that high. But yeah, she was out in there. Probably, if you can see that brown spot right there, I had her sitting right there. Grass was, wasn't as high as you're looking at now. And like I said, I had it bagged up in there. And he gobbled for the longest time. And whatnot. I finally heard him fly down. Got myself ready, had my camera set up and ready, had my GoPro set up and ready. I messed around and see him hit the ground, and he walked on along the edge of the wood line and took his time to get up this way. Never had one do that. Usually they saw the daggone decoy. They would fly out the tree, and they would fly down, to the decoy. But no, he was an old dude. He walked on along the edge, and I had to watch him over my shoulder and whatnot. He finally walked on along. I see him. He'll blow up, sit there and feed. He walked on along, and he got, let me see, I'm up in this tree right here, like I said, and he got right there. If you can see that cedar tree, just leaning out right there. He got right there, and I had just enough till I could turn around to get a bead on it. But me so daggone excited, messing around and didn't put the bead of my shotgun on the bird head, and not thinking how close the bird was, so I ain't giving myself time for the water to even open up. But I messed around and thought I had the bird dead to rights. Being that I had the daggone shotgun, I squared the trigger, boom! That daggone bird took all running. Messed around, I pumped the daggone shell out, put another one in the chamber. Shuck, by the time I put the other shell in the chamber, that bird was back halfway across that field, going back to them trees. But like I said, that goes to show you, or tell anybody and whatnot, if you just get into turkey hunting, if you got them close to you, mess around and have a good choke and whatnot, because that joker mess around and get too close, you definitely will miss him if you don't take the time to put the bead on his head. Because if that close to the range, the ward don't have time to open up. The pellets don't have time to spread. So that was trial and error. But I learned from that after that. And last year during turkey season, as you can see that hole right there, I cut that hole out and bagged up in that maple tree. And had the decoy sitting right here on the edge, right there where that pile of leaves at. And that dude gobbled and gobbled and gobbled. Flew out the tree and went on down through the woods. Made a grown man cry. I ain't gonna lie. But like I said, I just wanted to take y'all on a little tour of my little spot where I come out and hunt. This is Paul Moody, coming at you from Country Boys and Country Girls Outdoors. If you see these videos and you take the time to look at them, as I say, and as we all say, be kind and be courteous. Like, share, and subscribe, please. With that being said, have a blessed afternoon. God bless you for taking the time for listening to me and looking at my little videos. And we out.